Kurumjari, a very good afternoon. You are watching Afternoon English Bulletin on Sktv'S. And I'm Victoria Rajkumari. First, the headlines. Mortal remains of 4 Naga civilians killed on IT road ambush reach Senapati. Post-mortem to be conducted today, funeral to follow tomorrow. And Chief Minister Yumnam Khemchand calls for stern legal action against troublemongers sabotaging a peaceful coexistence. And now the top stories. The mortal remains of 4 Liangmai Naga men who were killed in an ambush carried out by suspected KNFP cadres in an area located between Makwe Asang and Thanamba Naga were brought to Senapati District Hospital this morning. Earlier, the movement of the bodies were reportedly stopped at T. Waichong, a Kuki village, and Kangpokpi Police SP had to intervene before the bodies were allowed to proceed under CRPF escort. The mortal remains were first received by civil society organization CSOs of Senapati at Thonglang Atongba, a Liangmai village, at around 8:30 a.m. The village authority presented 4 shawls for the deceased during the reception. The bodies subsequently reached Senapati District Hospital around 10:24 a.m., where they have been kept for post-mortem examination. A large number of people gathered along the route and at the reception point to receive and pay their respects to the deceased. Several family members reportedly fainted upon receiving the mortal remains and were placed on IV drips at the hospital. The funeral program will be held at Senapati tomorrow morning before the mortal remains are taken to Chawang Kingning for burial ceremony. Chief Minister Yumnam Khemchand has asserted that those who try to create rift among communities and those who try to create disharmony need to be brought before law. Chief Minister Khemchand was speaking during a guest lecture by Mr. Sandeep Chakrabarti on the topic Prevailing Trust Deficit and the Path Towards Trust Building, which was recognized by Assam Rifles at MSFDS in Palace Compound today. Director of Assam Rifles, Lieutenant General Vikas Lakhera, Vice Chancellor of Manipur University, Security Advisor, Chief Secretary, intellectuals and students of NIT, NCC, colleges and schools attended the lecture program. Speaking in the program, Chief Minister Khemchand said displaced persons from both Meitei and Kuki communities are eagerly waiting for their resettlement, and their original government is making all efforts to bring an end to the crisis. However, there are elements who are trying to derail the peace process. Chief Minister Khemchand said the leaders of those anti-peace elements need to be arrested and brought before law. Speaking further, Chief Minister Khemchand recalled that before the conflict, he as RD and PR Minister used to visit hills every Saturday for inspection, and he did not see any armed person during those visits. He asserted that conflict broke out on May 3, 2023, after rumors spread about violence in Churachandpur, and due to that, rumor Imphal was also engulfed by the violence. Further, the Chief Minister also lauded the role of Assam Rifles, Central Security Forces and State Force in controlling the violence.
Somebody is there. Shanti lana nahi chahta hai. Somebody is there. We have to identify them. इनको ठीक करना बहुत जरूरी है, क्योंकि कॉमन पीपल्स दे ऑल वांट पीस. हम कांगपुपी चले जाते हैं, हम कहीं चले जाता है, इस ये आपकी थवाई कुकी चले जाते हैं, तो सबसे मिले. Each and everyone, they like peace. to restore peace. इनकी अपने बच्चों की भविष्य के लिए इनको शादी सही है तो और to restore peace मैं state police, Assam Rifles and all the security forces में बहुत धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगा इसलिए कि during the crisis बहुत मैत्री ने बहुत कुकी को बचाया and at the same time बहुत कुकी लोगों ने भी बहुत मैत्री को बचाया.
However, the true bridge across the divide have to be built by the citizens of Manipur themselves through dialogue over confrontation, understanding over suspicion, and shared hope over historic grievances. Peace cannot alone be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding, and I quote, as I quoted earlier, Albert Einstein, that the best way to find out if you can trust somebody is to trust them.
Former Chief Minister Nongthobam Birren has strongly condemned the brutal killing of 4 Liangmai Naga by suspected Kuki militants along IT Road in Kangpokpi district yesterday. In a post on his X account, N. Birren questioned how many more innocent lives must be lost before decisive action is taken. He said the attack comes at a time when the bodies of 6 Naga civilians butchered earlier are still being kept in the mortuary by their families as a mark of protest, as justice has not yet been delivered. While asserting that those who do not want peace to prevail are still out in the open, armed and emboldened, N. Birren said condemnations, assurances and mere words are no longer enough and there must be serious, visual and immediate action. N. Birren further demanded that the perpetrators must be arrested and brought to justice. Coordinating Committee on Manipur Integrity, COCOMI, has strongly condemned deadly ambush along IT Road that resulted in the killing of 4 Liangmai civilians and left another injured. According to a statement issued by COCOMI's IPR subcommittee convener, the attack took place around 8:30 a.m. between Makui Asang and Thanamba villages. COCOMI stated that recurring violent incidents reflect breakdown of law and order in the hill areas. It noted that such fresh attack occurred while the public is still demanding justice for the earlier killings of Liangmai civilians at Lailong Waipai and Lanka villages. The committee criticized official narratives claiming normalcy, asserting that peace cannot return without strictly curbing illegal armed elements and enforcing accountability among SOO and non-SU armed groups. The committee also questioned the effectiveness of central and state government security measures. It asked why advanced military hardware and specialized units such as the newly inducted CRPF Cobra teams have not effectively checked armed violence in the vulnerable hill corridors. COCOMI cautioned that continuing inaction risks driving widespread public outrage and potential unrest. The release urged the authorities to demonstrate impartial governance and prioritize decisive action to restore security and peace. It also emphasized that genuine stability must precede discussions on developmental initiatives. National People's Women Front, in short NPWF Manipur, has strongly condemned the reported attack on innocent Naga civilians along the IT Road in Kangpokpi district, killing 4 people and another seriously injured. The organization expressed condolences to the bereaved families and pray for speedy recovery of the injured. NPWF said violence against civilians can never be justified and urged the authorities to identify those responsible and bring them to justice at the earliest. It also called on the Government of India and concerned authorities to take serious note of repeated alleged violations of Sioux ground rules. The organization called for abrogation of SU agreement with Kuki militant groups and disbanding of armed groups operating under the arrangement in accordance with law and due process. It said the government must ensure that armed groups do not threaten civilians or undermine peace and security in the state. Liang Mai Imphal Market Committee has strongly condemned the reported armed attack on Naga civilians along IT road between Makuyasang and Thanamba Naga in Kangpokpi district on August 27. According to its press note, the committee alleged that armed cadres of KNAP, KNAF and KRA were involved in the attack. It demanded an impartial investigation, including into the alleged command responsibility of Jangboy Kibgan, identified in the statement as Home Secretary of KNAF UPF. The committee held the state government accountable for failure to adequately protect civilians. It demanded immediate identification and arrest of the perpetrators, stronger security along the IT road, and also called for review of the government's approach towards armed groups. The committee urged the Government of India, Manipur government and security agencies to restore the rule of law and ensure safety of civilians travelling along the IT road. People's United Youth Alliance ensured Puya has strongly condemned the deadly ambush that took place on August 27 along IT road between Makuyasang and Makui Thanamba villages. In a statement issued by General Secretary Longjam Abothe Mite, the organization blamed armed cadres from KNP, KNAF and KRA led by Jangboy Kibgan. Puya sharply questioned the failure of state and central security forces to prevent such violence. The group demanded immediate scrapping of SU Pact and pledged complete solidarity with the Naga community. All Manipur Students Union MSU observed its 61st Foundation Day during a program held at Iboyaima Lila Shumang Lila Shanglan in Palace Compound today. Speaking on the occasion, President of MSU, Lokram Malangba, recalled how MSU was formed a day after hunger marches protests on August 27, 1965, which resulted to death of 4 student protesters. Further, Malangba asserted that MSU has been playing important role for the welfare of the student community in the past few decades since its establishment in 1965. He urged the students and members of MSU to live up to the expectation of past MSU leaders and their legacies. Former President of MSU, Laurimbam Dilip, convener of Meheroi Lup Taruk, Hijam Roshan, President of all Manipur Women Social Reformation and Development Samaj, Nupi Samaj, Thokchom Ongbi Ramani Laima, President of Apunba Manipur Kanba Imalup Amkil, Laurembam Ongbi Nganbi Laima, President of all Manipur Tami Chingmi Apunba Nupi Lup, Yambem Ongbi Momon Laima, Advisor of Apunba Manipur Kanba Ima Lup Amkil, Kangembam Anandi, along with others eminent persons attended the function. As a part of the 61st Foundation Day of MSU, a voluntary blood donation camp cum awareness campaign was also organized in association with Blood Bank and Transfusion Unit of Jenims.
Census amadi NRC sigi matang da su emsuna lebak myam na sangsal lakpa akoina hujik census tawgani haina census exercise tawraiba asida aikoi gi lebak myam na hena khangnare madudi census se kaigum tawkhiba taragadi aikoida atoge matik sokpa akoi gi sahi ahum helaklaba kangluki ira lalasi mitop mya chasing mapalamdagi sangsal lakpana maram kanda akoi internet communal kai raiva sagala kanda akoi gi lalasi tholakpana ngasi maksu Manipur Tangdu Laita daba Manipur akoi gi sag iram dam the free moment pho phangdaba kya asi leibana maram orakan da akoi census tawsaluba taragadi akoi da yamna mangjaba lei aduga census tawba swayaro hena changsilagliba NRC na tawgadamni hena changsilagliba myam gi khongsang da MSU na chapchana ꯁ꯭ꯇꯦꯟ ꯂꯦꯞꯄꯒ ꯂꯣꯏꯅꯅ ꯑꯦꯝꯁꯨꯅ ꯑꯉꯝꯕ ꯊꯥꯛꯇ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯒꯤ ꯁꯄꯣꯔꯠ ꯇꯧꯕꯒ ꯂꯣꯏꯅꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯊꯕꯛ ꯊꯧꯔꯝꯁꯤꯡ ꯆꯪꯁꯤꯟꯖꯒꯅꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯕ ꯋꯥꯐꯝꯁꯦ ꯇꯦꯟꯇꯛꯅ ꯊꯝꯖꯕ ꯃꯇꯥꯡꯁꯤ ꯂꯣꯏꯁꯤꯟꯖꯔꯤ.
And now, before we move on to other news, let's take a short commercial break. We'll be right back. Keep watching SKTV News. Welcome back. You are watching Afternoon English Bulletin on SKTV. And now proceeding with other news. Moirang Constituency MLA Thongam Shanti conducted spot inspection to review the ongoing road and infrastructure development works across the constituency. During the visit, the MLA inspected the newly initiated black topping work along the long dilapidated road at Moirang Kongjingbam Maninglekai under Ward Number 2 of Moirang Municipal Council. Local residents of the area expressed immense happiness and satisfaction with the execution of the road carpeting project. Locals noted that the stretch had been in poor, non-motorable condition for a long period before the current intervention.
Sahi tara ka mari mangam sure. Adu ikai kum nazari ba. Honorable MLA Mingoin Panjarab da Siri Pangam Sati ki Pena Sida. Honorable MLA Siri Mingoin Panjab Siri Pangam Sati and Sibidana. Boy Konjam Laikagi Mani. Hoi hoi hoi. Konjam Laikagi Lairasi Kumsiti Hoila Yam Pajan Tabidana. The guy did like be a halaman saying no, sell it quite keeping now, another MLA book.
World Meat Council WMC has urged the centre to provide constitutional safeguards for Meat people in view of the expected arrival of railway services in Imphal by June 2029. In a representation addressed to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, WMC welcomed the railway connectivity, saying it will open new opportunities in trade, employment, tourism and connectivity. However, it cautioned that the arrival of the train will also bring significant demographic and socio-economic changes to Manipur through increased movement of people, goods, capital and businesses. WMC said institutional and constitutional mechanisms are necessary to protect the indigenous identity and demographic interests of the Meitei people while participating in the modern economy. It called upon MPs, MLAs, civil society organizations, academics and other stakeholders to consider the issue of constitutional protection for Meitei community. The council maintained that Meitei people required safeguards available under the Scheduled Tribe framework and said railway connectivity should not become a catalyst for marginalization of the indigenous population. It stressed that development and connectivity must go hand in hand with protection of indigenous identity and interests. JEC against a non-supply of drinking water. Lilong Bazaar to Usoi Pokpi held a public meeting at Lilong Zama Masjid complex to address severe water shortage. The crisis began in 2021 when road expansion works uprooted existing pipelines. Addressing the gathering, Lilong Municipal Council Councillor Imran Ahmed stated that an earlier agreement brokered by Thoubal DC on March 11 had set April 30th deadline to resume water supply. However, authorities have failed to honor this commitment. The JEC criticized the halted pipeline work along National Highway 102 and highlighted the neglect of dispute-free areas like Yangbi Laikai and Lai Hau Kong. Furthermore, the committee alleged severe corruption and nepotism within the PHED Thoubal division. They claim staff demanded bribes ranging from 5,000 rupees to 10,000 rupees for illicit connections while denying legitimate municipality-approved consumers. Consequently, the JEC resolved to demand immediate transfer of lineman Burhan, section officer Yusuf Ali and assistant engineer Nasir Ahmed Shah. While seeking to avoid bunds and blockades, the JEC set an ultimatum of September 5th for the government to restore tap water, warning of democratic mass agitations if their demands are ignored. A three-member delegation of Meitei Irol Iyek Loinasilon Apunbalub in Shod Milal departed from Imphal Airport today for Bangladesh to conduct a 10-day free Meitei Mayek training program. The team comprises Milal President Langoljam Nongalema Lema, Langoljam Nongmai Lembi Lema, Secretary General Paungnam Takava Meitei and Education Secretary Maibam Indrajit Meitei. The initiative, organized under the Directorate of Language Planning and Implementation, will be held in collaboration with Bangladesh-based Manipuri Vasha Gobsona Unoyon Shangsta. Prior to departure, the delegates sought blessings at Kangla and were flagged off by Harikon advisor Longjam Ratan, Washdev President R.K. Tharakshana and Milal members. The team will also attend Patriotic Writers Forum's Manipuri Language Literature and Festival 2026 at Muktadhara Auditorium Hall on August 29 to mark the 35th Manipuri Language Day. Students of Regional Institute of Medical Sciences RIMS Imphal have been actively participating in monthly voluntary blood donation programs under the leadership and guidance of Director Professor G. Shinil Kumar Sharma. Organized with the support of RIMS departments and authorities, the initiative has received enthusiastic participation from students who voluntarily donate blood for patients in need. RIMS Director appreciated their selfless contribution and encouraged them to continue inspiring others through their commitment to community service. Professor G. Shinil Kumar Sharma said, voluntary blood donation is one of the simplest and most meaningful ways to serve humanity. He appealed to eligible and healthy citizens, particularly young people, to donate blood regularly. He stressed that donated blood is vital for emergency care, surgery, trauma management and other medical treatments. He also urged the public to spread awareness about the importance and safety of blood donation, underlining that blood cannot be manufactured and its availability depends on voluntary donors. Red Shield Division of the Indian Army celebrated Raksha Bandhan with students and teaching staff of Paramount Standard School, Lekoiching, Imphal East at Hanuman Top in Manipur. The celebration highlighted the unity, harmony and mutual respect between the armed forces and the local community. Schoolgirls and teachers tied rakhis on the wrists of soldiers deployed at the posts as a gesture of gratitude and trust. The troops reciprocated by distributing gifts and traditional sweets and plates to continue working for the safety and well-being of the local population. The program also included interactive sessions between soldiers and students, focusing on selfless service and national integration. The celebration concluded with distribution of tokens of appreciation, reaffirming the bond between citizens and armed forces. The event highlighted Indian Army's commitment to strengthening community relations and promoting peace under the spirit of Nation First. Now moving on to sports news. As a part of the nationwide celebrations marking National Sports Day, 3-day sporting program organized by STC Kuman Lampak commenced on Friday and will continue till August 30th. The inaugural day was graced by distinguished guests, including Glasgow Commonwealth Games 2026 silver medalist in the men's 60 kg weightlifting event, Janambam Rishikanta, alongside STC Imphal Centre in charge, Maibam Brahmani, and former STC Sepak Takraw coach, Thokchong Mohindro. The dignitaries paid full tributes to the legendary hockey wizard, Major Dhyan Chand. The event was attended by coaches, staff and athletes across diverse sports disciplines from the centre. An interactive session was also organized where young athletes engaged with Rishikanta to draw inspiration from his international sporting journey. Mayang Imphal Police Station, in association with Imphal West District Police, organized a 10-kilometer run in connection with National Sports Day, which is celebrated to commemorate the birth anniversary of hockey legend Major Dhyan Chand. The 10-kilometer run, which was organized on the theme Fit for Body, Strong Mind, United Spirit Held Today, Stronger Tomorrow, was flagged off from Mayang Imphal Police Station and traversed through Mayang Imphal Bazaar Kongchak, Uchiwa Lerak Achoba, before culminating at Mayang Imphal Police Station again. A total of 365 individuals took part in the run, and among men, Zaved Hushin of Lilong came first, while Yumnam Punsiba of Wangu and Yumnam Berlin of Herokpat 2 came second and third respectively. Meanwhile, in women's category, Nishmilet Ayekpam of Mayang Imphal Maning Kuno bagged first spot, while Sai Chanu of Mayang Imphal Kuno came second and Usham Baby Devi of Kantu Sabal came third. The winners in both men and women categories were presented certificates, cash prizes by Mayang Imphal Police Station.
Sige, subdivision na police station ani Mayang Imphal Police Station na Sumanggoy Police Station ani sina su pele ko like na civil society organization amasung akoy school singa sa tun awareness program lep ko like na masing khang na akoy sangsin jari makata na su akoy lep ko like na akoy truck sidagi akoy society dagi karna na kan godage heavy team sida akoy lep ko like na makata na su sangsin jagi ni aduga akoy hagulaw liba youth singa akoy sige running culture Manipur hoji develop sa way basi pupuna yokak minasi hitoy namtang akoy wakal fit na akoy mind fresh na akoy amatani haba team sida akoy tu namtang himineraga akoy samaj se shanti hoiba lambida tang truck ge free hoiba chung irang parang laitaba adagi peaceful hoiba society ma puna bukana bida akoy tang mating.
All Manipur Football Association Imphal will be organizing Under 13 Girls Asmita City Football League 2026 at the artificial turf ground Lamlong Thongkong from September 1st to 4th. In a press note issued by Imphal Assistant General Secretary El Naba, it is maintained that a total of 8 girls team will compete through knockout rounds during the league, which is to be organized under the aegis of All India Football Federation AIFF. And now the weather report. According to ICAR Regional Centre Imphal, Manipur recorded a maximum temperature of 31.9 degrees Celsius, while the minimum temperature was recorded at 24 degrees Celsius. The maximum relative humidity was measured to be 92% in the morning and 57% in the evening today. And before we wrap up, let's take a quick look at the headlines once again. Mortal remains of 4 Naga civilians killed on IT Road Ambush Ridge, Senapati. Post-mortem to be conducted today, funeral to follow tomorrow. And Chief Minister Yumnam Khemchand calls for stern legal action against trouble mongers sabotaging peaceful coexistence. Well, that's all we have in this afternoon bulletin. Thanks for watching SKTV News and keep watching for more news updates. Till then, have a great evening.